few minutes left. Do you, either one of you have questions for each other?
Yes. James, I've noticed, let me say this real quick. I actually started my campaign around the same time you did, but it was more behind the scenes, working as an independent. But I have noticed over the several months that your platform is starting to look more and more like mine since you made your announcement speech back in January. Originally, you just stated that you wanted to work with youth, and you had 2 programs that you were looking at, and you didn't seem very committed to either one. I'm very committed to my platform. The next thing I noticed is that you are looking into the modified work release program with nonviolent offenders, and I've noticed that on your website. And the next thing I've noticed recently was in the Daily Progress with the Reserve Deputy Volunteer Program that Ted Strom had just recently wrote. So I was wondering I'm starting to wonder if you came into this race very prepared at all, or with a platform, which is kind of disappointing to me. Because
okay, let him respond.
Well, Paul, you shouldn't be disappointed. As I stated, 2 programs I'm looking at are PALS and X2 Rep. Those are the same 2 programs I talked about from day one. Okay? That has not changed.
Well, have you picked one? Are you going to do both of them?
It's an option.
Okay.
That's the thing with options. You can look at a program. You can look at. Okay. Well, you have to let me finish speaking if you want an answer.
Well, you're not answering the question. It's a simple question: yes or no.
Am I going to do both programs?
Are you going to do one or the other, or both of them?
It depends on how the program is progressing. You have to have options and choice out there. You can't just say we're doing this program and that's it.
That would be a yes then, if you're implementing the program and it's progressing.
If the first program I'm looking at doing is PALS, okay? Once we start that program, if that's going well, we continue it. What happens is as people grow, people change, their ideas change, they may not want to participate with that program anymore. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, that program's over, there are no other options out there because people decided after how many ever years they didn't want to do that program. If that program is going along and it's doing well, fine, we'll go with it. But as kids grow and kids change, their ideas and things they want to do change. That's part of growing up. My kids change. So if you have to have options there, okay, another option being the X2Rep program. If something happens and the GRIP program ends, you're just saying you won't have, there's no other programs to
No,
if
I'm saying I plan on implementing the GRIP program, and I'm very committed to it. Okay. Now, down the road, if that program fails, I will abandon it because I will not continue to provide a program for the community that is complete failure.
And then what program would you use?
The GRIP well, after the GRIP program?
Yes.
I would look at other programs. But
well, that's what I've done, and I've provided that information to the people.
I'm providing this to the community right now, that this is a program that I am committed to, and I will implement it.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, I want to take this opportunity with the few minutes we have left. Do you have a question for him?
Yes, I do. Paul, I understand that you're saying that the sheriff...
he hadn't finished answering the
Well,
questions.
we really don't have time,
I know, he's taking up a lot of our time.
Okay. All right, ask your question, James.
I understand that you're saying that the sheriff shouldn't be affiliated with a party, right?
Right.
Okay. Now,
it has no political bearing on the sheriff.
Please, allow me to finish the question. Thank you. What we have is we have a Democrat sheriff in the city, Cornelia Johnson, and we have a Republican sheriff, Chip Harding, in the county. Right. Is there something that either of these sheriffs has done to make you feel that a sheriff would put their party ahead of the community? Because for me personally, having grown up here and spent 30-something years here and having been involved with OAR and other agencies, the community is something that is the most important thing to me in regards to anything above a party. Like I said, I became involved with the party on national issues. Right. So is there something that either the sheriffs has done to make you feel that they put their parties ahead of the community?
Okay, Paul, you got a minute to answer that. I'm getting the wraparound to wrap it
up. No, but I do have concerns with running under a political party, because you could receive contributions from a donor who in the city of Charlottesville could own several properties, and then when you have a landlord-tenant dispute, you could be faced with the position of that individual calling you and saying, look, I made this huge contribution, remember me, I've got a problem over here with a tenant, I need you to deal with it. That concerns me, for one thing, but other than that, no.
Okay, so it hasn't happened You're just saying it's possible.
Well, I'm sure it's happened somewhere, and we all are aware of that.
So it's a problem that doesn't exist, you're trying to fix, that isn't there.
No, it has been a problem in other areas.
I'm not talking about other areas. We're talking about Charlottesville. That's the thing.
We don't want to wait for things to happen.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, I understand that, but
we
again,
need protection, and that's why we have a policy and
I
procedures
think when you
manual of
create a
standard
problem
operation.
and say you're the answer, if that's part of a platform, it is.